I would have to say that like the world's most unlikely spy becomes kind of a badass, and which never would I think that would be me doing it. But I think how Paul laid out the script, I bought it the whole time. I bought that she was really capable, but didn't have the confidence, and then went out to defend, you know, to defend, her love and her partner. And I love that it kind of unfolds. That bit by bit, she gets stronger and stronger and more confident. And by the end, I'm doing insane things and hanging off helicopters with Jason Statham, and none of those items I thought I would be doing. So it's a pretty good romp. It's got action and funny, and I don't know, I'm in. Susan Cooper is she's a great character. I really loved her because I think you truly like her, and I think she's flawed. She doesn't have a lot of confidence, but she's really capable. You find out through the movie that she was amazing in school and in her training. She was a great shot. She was a great tactical person. She did all these things amazingly well. This is by far the most physically challenging role I have ever had, because you read a little script, you read a part of a script that's maybe a eighth of a page, quarter of a page maybe, and it's like, oh, hanging from a helicopter, blah blah. I didn't think about that equates to 3 days hanging from a helicopter, like 3 full days of just hanging on this thing where your hands go numb, and you have weird blisters, and you have a harness on, but those harnesses perhaps aren't meant to be worn for 3 days, because they're just not that comfy. I'll tell you, things get moved around, and it's just wild. I mean, even like riding a little scooter around. You think that's fun until you're like, well, you're not just bopping around sightseeing. I'm supposed to be like coming in and taking turns, and I'm in heels on cobblestone. So even when I try to stop, my feet are going all over the place. It was really fun. Weirdly, I really love that stuff. Jude Law is, first of all, he's dreamy, and everybody knows he's dreamy because let's be real honest, he's real pretty, but he's also like incredibly smart and a bit of a theater geek, which just makes him like even better that he's this like smarty pants. He's such a good actor, and he's such a delightful person. Rose Byrne is so funny, and Rose's hair was the same weight as Rose and her second character. That hair, which was it was so incredibly heavy and crazy. And at first, when they said like she's gonna have this insane hair, I didn't quite get it. But then every day she would come to set, it was like I waited to see what was gonna be growing out of her head. And it never disappointed me. But she's so funny. She's such a good actress, but she's wickedly funny. She's just a delightful person. But like, we've been lucky enough. This was our second movie together, and she's just great. I mean, she really is like, she's a force of nature. I did not think that Jason Statham would be my new comedy crush. That guy is so funny, like wildly, wildly funny. I mean, he's funny naturally, but he's always doing, and even though this movie is loaded with action and stuff, he was like the greatest toy to just watch this really tough, really good actor that just came into kind of a different genre and a different world, and he was so game for it. And Paul loved giving him, he's incredibly prepared. He's always right there. And then Paul would be like, yeah, we're not actually going to say any of this. Can you say this? And then hand him an insane monologue that literally was like a 4-minute thing. And he would just do it. And I ruined a lot of takes because I find it really hard to not break. And I don't break that easily. But when he delivers stuff so seriously and angry, and he's like, but especially when he was really close to my face, it makes me laugh. Miranda Hart is truly one of the funniest human beings I have ever met. One of the nicest women, smart. I mean, my God, she writes her own show. She does her own show. She's on Call the Midwife, which we were all slightly obsessed with. But she's just really incredibly funny. We have such an easy relationship. I think Paul is just I mean, he truly is the best, and I don't mean that like, oh, he's great, whatever. I think he is so incredibly talented, and to be that fun on set, he makes everybody come up to their best ability. Like when someone's rooting for you and giggling, the only thing is you hear him laughing. Like in the middle of a take, you literally hear like, ah! And you're like, Paul, you're ruining the take. Sorry, go ahead. Like, but how, I mean, that's, you feel so encouraged. So it's like, I think everybody likes him so much, and he makes everybody, he really roots for everybody to do their best possible performance. And you feel nothing but like, come on, you can do it. And he's so encouraging that everybody does really rise up to what he thinks you can do. And that's a pretty fun day at work. She's a great character. I love that. I think it's nice to see somebody in that kind of position to be an agent, to be that skilled, doesn't necessarily mean that you suddenly just have this swagger. And I think that's a really interesting dynamic to show that like all the skills there, if you just had the confidence behind it. And I think everybody struggles with that. And so to see it in a spy movie, and to see the person kind of rise above it, not smoothly, not gracefully. And I think that was part of the charm, is that I fell down and embarrassed myself a lot as myself and as the character. But I think that's what's so great about it. It's not your typical spy movie.